Every time I shared my truth, my body braced for rejection. If you're new here, I'm Brittany Fry, and I am the Sovereign Woman. And this is episode 2, all about visibility and the shadows of being seen. So I want to go back in time here for a little bit, because as we grow up, as we experience life, there are many times when our visibility is often rejected. It doesn't feel safe for us to be seen. And I'm going to tell you a few key parts that I can remember where I did not want to be seen. And one of the first ones, I've told this story probably many times, but many of you are new here. I remember when I was like, I don't even know, 4 or 5. There's not much about my childhood that I remember, but this one sticks out probably because I was reminded of it all the time as a kid. But when I was a little girl, I would walk down the aisle at my church. Every Sunday I'd go to church with my mom, and they would call the children up front to come for the little kids' sermon or whatever. And I would walk to the front, and I'd walk with my hand covering my face. And even as an adult, I've had people in my life remind me of, you're not the little shy girl anymore. You're more confident and brave. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I want, right? And so then that little girl, she has stuck with me throughout pretty much my entire life, because then I was in high school, and I remember walking down the hallway, and I'd walk with my head lowered because I was nervous. I was scared. Again, my body was trying to protect me. And I haven't even really realized, even as a young girl, like why I felt like I needed to protect myself in church. Maybe, again, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. Pretty much probably those things, let's just be real. But I remember walking in the hallways in high school, and I'd walk with my head lowered. And my brother came home from school one day, and he goes, you need to walk with your head held. People think you're a bitch. And I'm like, okay, like I don't know what to do. I don't even know these people. And at the time I wasn't like going to walk down the hallway being like, oh my God, hello. And so again, this little girl has been keeping me safe and protecting me, because I have situational, and depending on the circumstance, I am still that girl with my head lowered, feeling afraid, having fear of rejection or judgment. Because, on the contrary, I have also been the girl who has walked into the room with my head held high, feeling confident, and I have been rejected. I have been called the names. I have been told, you just think you're so much better than everybody. Did I mention these episodes are raw and unfiltered? I've also had people expect me to be a certain way, to be more outgoing, to be more welcoming, to be more loud and charismatic. And that little girl is still protecting me so that I'm not rejected. So I became that version that other people wanted me to be. I became more loud, more charismatic, and I was still rejected. And I know you feel that. I know you feel that because I know I attract people who go through similar things. And it's tough. It's tough not knowing, who am I meant to be? So I started playing with the energy. I started getting really good at playing with the energy. I used to go to a lot of networking events, and it was this battle between, do I go in shy and timid? Can I put myself Can I insert myself into conversations with women I don't know? Can I walk into the room with my head held high and confident in knowing who I am? Can I wear bold colors instead of dim, dark colors to just fit in? And I will tell you, it is freaking so fun to play with the energy and be who you are meant to be. I had to learn to tell that little girl, like, we are safe. We're not going to be rejected. And you know what? If we're rejected, that's okay. It's only going to show us what we need to heal so that we're not afraid. We can communicate with our body, with ourselves, to remind ourselves that we're safe to be who we are. And so I started showing up. I'll never forget this. I wore a bright magenta shirt. Before I walked into a room, into a networking event, I brought myself into energy that felt strong, that felt confident, that felt empowered. I became that version of me that I've always known I was meant to be. And damn, will I tell you, it was felt. It was noticed. And it wasn't like, ooh, look at me. It was like, this is who I am. And my 30 or 15-second commercials felt real. They felt authentic. I didn't get nervous because I was who I am. I was showing up as my true, authentic self. So let me remind you that when you are feeling rejected or people are projecting their bullshit on you, ooh, you're a bitch. Ooh, you think you're better than anyone else? They were just mirrors. They were just showing you what you're actually made of. They were just showing you what you needed to heal or what you needed to embody or whatever it was so that you could get to this moment right now. And not only have I helped myself in the visibility department, I have helped other women say, I can't do that, Brittany. I can't do that. I've helped them get to the root cause as to why they have fear of rejection, why they have this fear of judgment, so that we could heal and alchemize it so that they could show up with stronger visibility. They could speak more eloquently. They could know their truth. They could walk into a room and make every head turn if they wanted to. I have been called from a family member recently how arrogant I am. And let me just tell you, that lit a fire under my ass to say, you know it. Not to be rude, not to be disrespectful, because that arrogance reflected back to me that I know who I am. That I know who I came here to be. And if that is misinterpreted by arrogance, I don't know. It is not mine to carry. Because I can confidently show up in who I am. Even this series, I was like, God damn it. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want people to see me. But this is exactly what the sovereign woman does. She shows up unapologetically, raw, unfiltered, not even knowing what I'm saying, but just showing up and being okay with that. So, when it comes to visibility, where are you still hiding to be safe, to feel safe, to stay safe? What would happen if you trusted that being seen could actually set you free? Because the sovereign woman, she doesn't hide. She doesn't let the fear of rejection stop her. She doesn't let the judgments of others hold her back. She uses that as fuel to light the fire, to be seen. So may this remind you that your light doesn't need protection. It needs you to give it permission to shine and burn the fucking haters. See you in the next episode.